The rivers were the roads. They were the highways, the interstate highways of the past, and that's how the Native Americans got around, by canoe, and that's how the earliest settlers got here, was by using the rivers. That this was a place where three rivers converged, it was a good place for a trading post.
Approximately halfway between Dubuque and St. Paul, which made it a stopping off point, a halfway station on the river. And in the 1850s and 60s, it was the center of steamboat navigation.
What really makes me enjoy and really love this community is knowing its history. We had candy companies here, we had cigar companies here, heating and air conditioning companies here.
The brewery, to some extent, is part of this community's history. I think the brewery's been here about as long as the city has been incorporated.
The Cargills are the world's largest grain dealers and privately held company in the world. They started here.
One of the largest historic commercial districts in the state of Wisconsin, which is on the national and state register.
The desire to preserve the old buildings, the architecture, and preserve the community.
The restoration of 115 buildings in downtown La Crosse.
Restaurants, the nightlife, the specialty shops are real important to us, and that's kind of the profile that we're starting to see down in the downtown area.
When we deal with convention people, they think, oh, La Crosse, that sleepy little town. Then they come here and see the facility and meet the people, and it's like, wow, what a great place. How many arena convention centers have that classy ballroom that looks out over the Mississippi River?
The convention center, to the entertainment center, to the river, the connections to the river.
It's a place that has deep roots, and as you find the rhythm of the city, you can find a portion of the city or the area that meets what you're interested in doing.
Visitors to Viterbo campus are often amazed at our students and say hello to them, even though they are strangers. There are a lot of people that will simply say hello to you.
The convergence of the rivers, the bluffs, the nature, the hiking, the outdoor life, that's the stuff that has really made this something that we enjoy.
We have a boat, so we get to see the river and be on the water quite a bit. There's also several hiking trails, bike trails. There's a lot to do in the summertime as well as winter.
We're still a small town, in a safe town, in a wonderful place to be. And we're close to the large areas. We're close to Minneapolis, we're close to Chicago.
How open people are to children and families, and so many things are oriented to families.
Everyone, whether they have children or not, is supportive of active child raising.
I'm finding that with my kids, that they're experiencing real community, that with the schools and just with our neighborhood, that everybody's taking care of other people.
I doubt if there's a community the size of La Crosse that has the number of volunteer hours that we have.
I can make a difference here, like I can give, and it's appreciated.
It's amazing what the city has done with just a huge pool of sheer volunteer labor and what the charities have been able to do.
Because of the universities and colleges, it's got a lifestyle with a lot more culture than you might find in other communities its size.
We have a world-renowned community theater. We have a boy choir and a girl choir which travel the world.
It's really unusual, I think, for a city this size to have a symphony and to have a strong community theater and to bring in the types of entertainment that we have.
Not only is it a beautiful community and a friendly community, but it's also safe. You have just a good quality of life in the Midwest.
I think that the city thought the process was efficient, and they didn't realize how cumbersome it was for them as well as for the business people that were going through it until it actually took a project like this through.
We've tried to make people jump too many hoops, go to too many meetings. We haven't been focused, and we haven't spoken with a single voice as we need to do between the mayor and the city council and all the economic development players.
In the end, you know, when they saw the project that we delivered and the jobs we brought, they were thinking, wow, this was worth it.
A growing awareness on the part of the city that it is important that they work collaboratively with area businesses.
Based on reputation, I expected problems. Based on the fact that this is a historic building and the significant changes that we wanted to make to this building, I expected we were going to run into, well, you can't do this or you can't do that, and we have not had one pushback yet.
It's a give and take situation, and it's you know, you have to work with the private sector in order to get a lot of things done, and they've decided to do that.
I think there was a realization by all the city departments that we've got to do a better job of being more efficient, helping provide the right answers for businesses to locate here and helping them find solutions.
The private and public partnership are stepping forward in many ways to create a strong economic growth.
I think we've been very aggressive at creating tools for economic development.
We've helped a number of businesses over the years to expand or to locate. Good first step, talking with people at the city, the mayor, council people, people such as myself, to really get an idea of the programs that are available, where the city can help, how we can partner with that business to, you know, make sure that they're successful.
Working with the city of La Crosse has been very easy. They've been very receptive to our ideas. They've been very helpful with developing our plans. They've been flexible when we needed them to.
If we have a request of some department in the city, it's a phone call.
If you have a problem downtown, can you just email your mayor? And he'll tell you how to fix it or help you try to fix it or invite you to his office to talk about it?
When I needed help trying to find the right people to contact when I wanted to expand the business, and I needed to find federal and city parts of the loan financing package, the city was right there ready to step up and hold my hand through that process.
We put a lot of work and thought behind making sure this building fit into the historic downtown. Is not so much the building as much as futures, jobs, opportunities. The city very, very much supported and acted on it expeditiously.
One of the best places in the United States, or in the world for that matter, that you can run a business. You'll see a local government that's very pro-business, that wants to promote the economic vitality of the city. You'll see people in the community that like to work and take a lot of pride in what they do.
We were given a legacy from the past. We are now creating a future legacy for those generations to come by what we're doing in downtown La Crosse.
Some of the best schools in the country here, all the way from, you know, preschool, kindergarten, middle school, high schools. Very talented teachers and professors. We hire the majority of our employees from the region.
You've got a good labor pool here in La Crosse with the colleges and universities. Having 3 educational institutions like that is very good for the community. It brings in a vibrancy. Kids come here to get a higher education. They find that they like the community, and if given the opportunity to have a good job here, they'll stay.
They're very conscientious. They're on time to work. They come knowing that they're going to put in a full day's work.
A full day's work for a full day's pay. It's just, you hear that all the time when you talk to the business community, how great the work ethic is among people of this area.
We are heavily engaged with local businesses through advisory committees and through surveys and other means to make sure that our curriculum is current and relevant to meet employment needs. And we'll customize a course. We'll bring it to their site if necessary.
It's an innovative group that works very closely with businesses to make sure that their workforce has the skills that they need, not only today, but the skills they are going to need tomorrow.
People who have taken advantage of the education here are looking to stay here. Over 85% of our grads are going to locate after graduation here.
We recruit medical staff from all over the world. And once they understand the value of the character of the community, they stay.
Low turnover in your workforce, you have a lower cost of labor, and also a very good pool of candidates, a very good workforce, very bright, motivated, and they tend to be employees for life.
La Crosse began as a river town, a town built on the river. And in the early days, there was no good way to get to town except by the river.
In the mid-1850s, the railroad came from Chicago, Milwaukee, across the state of Wisconsin, and it terminated here at La Crosse in 1855.
The network of roads and transportation that we have here is very good. We have the most service of any city our size in the state, and that gives people access to jobs through public transit.
You don't fight traffic to get anywhere, and I can run home in 10 minutes and meet the guy who's got to work on the air conditioner, you know, and then run back. And people in larger cities don't have that luxury.
Because everything is so close, employees can go to their kids' program at noon and still be back in time to finish up the day at work.
Very convenient if you want to get away and go to the metro areas. Just a good location. If you want to go to Minneapolis, you can drive it in 2.5 hours. If you want to go to Chicago, you can drive it in 4 hours, or you can fly and be there in half an hour.
We have a high-quality airport that's serviced by 2 airlines with a couple dozen flights a day in and out. A lot of convenient flights to Minneapolis, Chicago, and Milwaukee, so you're able to do national business from La Crosse.
The parking lot is right next to the terminal, so it's a short walk to the ticket counter. And then when you get to the ticket counter, there's a short line there. So then you go to the security point, and there's a short line there. So it's a pretty much a low-stress experience going to the airport here in La Crosse.
You're a one-hop trip to Minneapolis, one hop to Chicago, and then you can get to pretty much anywhere in the world from there. The fact that you have to maybe travel one extra leg really is a minor inconvenience given the location that we live and all the amenities that La Crosse offers.
There's more people working downtown La Crosse now than ever before. There's more people living downtown than ever before.
Cost of development is, compared to larger cities like Minneapolis and Madison, is lower. The cost of living in general is lower, which also makes La Crosse very attractive.
La Crosse is a very affordable community. A lot of buildings would make absolutely spectacular loft apartments or condominiums. A space in an old building that's got exposed brick and high ceilings and cool windows. And that's what they're looking for, and we have a lot of that in downtown La Crosse.
The prices are often far, far less expensive in doing a project downtown because the city wants to see the downtown area redeveloped.
Absolutely outstanding healthcare providers here in town. Our organization, Franciscan Scamp, which is partnered with Mayo Clinic, and the other provider in town, Gunderson Lutheran.
We have a health system that's been named in the top 100 health networks in the country, a hospital that's been named in the top 100 hospitals.
Kind of collaborative environment that exists in our area, and there are hundreds of examples of that. One example that comes to mind is the La Crosse Medical Health Science Consortium.
The 3 educational and the 2 healthcare systems all sitting at a table every month going over issues.
Improve education and healthcare, working collaboratively as opposed to doing it independently.
Building common educational and research programs, and people are dumbfounded on how we would accomplish that. We not only accomplished it, it's working quite nicely.
People scratch their heads sometimes and say, how'd you do that?
That type of spirit, it's really for the best of the community.